This is the window rough opening with 2" by 6" studs and 5/8" sheathing. The window rough opening size should take into consideration the back dam, slope to drain material, and flashing material. Requirements are that the wall and rough opening be structurally sound and not moisture saturated. The first step in the installation sequence is the back dam. The back dam is a low maintenance, moisture management technique to create an elevation change. The back dam can be made of a variety of material. In this case, we are using a 1" by 3/4" piece of wood stock that is nailed to the sill. Next, we need to attach the bottom of window slope to drain material. The material used to create a slope to drain can vary. In this case, we're using a piece of beveled siding that is 1/8 inch by 5/8 inch by 5 1/4 inches. The purpose of this is to create a slope to drain elevation change, to divert moisture that may accumulate at this location out of the window rough opening to the outside of the building envelope. The construction requirements are that it be dimensionally stable. Here you can see the slope to drain material attached at the bottom of the window. The high point of the slope to drain material is roughly half as high as the back dam. At the bottom of the wall, we are using the L&R weep screed. Weep screeds are a code requirement at the bottom of thin veneer walls. This device creates a bottom of thin veneer wall termination that will accept the bottom edge of the first course of the WRB, rain screen drainage plane, metal lath, and the bottom of the scratch coat of stucco. While providing effective drainage capacity with large 1" slots placed frequently along the bottom edge, the 3.5" back flange is a flashing type of detail that covers up the construction joint created by the top of the foundation and the bottom of the rim joist plate. The top of the 3.5" back flange of the L&R weep screed should be located and nailed 2 to 2.5 inches from the bottom of the sheathing and transition down over the top of the foundation wall approximately 1 to 1.5 inches. The back flange should be fastened to the bottom of the wood sheathing only and allowed to move separately from the foundation wall. The WRB, in this case 2 layers of asphalt impregnated grade D construction paper, to be rolled out and fastened over the sheathing and the back flange of the L&R weep screed. Make sure the bottom edge of the WRB is bottomed out in the trough of the L&R weep screed. The WRB should be cut with the inverted Y method as to fold over the bottom inside of the window rough opening. Using the inverted Y method, the WRB will also fold over the sides and the top of the window rough opening. Pieces of waterproofing material or flashing should be placed on each side of the bottom corner of the rough opening on the face of the wall. This picture shows the bottom of the window rough opening pan flashing detail. A pan flashing is an enforced code requirement in a number of states. The window rough opening pan flashing can be fabricated from a variety of waterproof material and are commonly available in prefabricated units. Pan flashing is installed over the WRB materials that are commonly wrapped in the window rough opening. A pan flashing creates a waterproof barrier between the structural compartments that make up the bottom of the window rough opening and the liquid moisture that may accumulate at this location. The window rough opening pan flashing should run up the sides of the window rough opening a minimum of 8 inches. Next, install the waterproofing materials or flashing up the sides of the window rough opening. Attach pieces of waterproofing material or flashing on each side of the top corner of the rough opening on the face of the wall. Next, attach waterproofing material or flashing on the top inside corners of the window rough opening. The inside corner waterproofing material or flashing should be cut and folded to lay flat against the exterior face of the wall. Next, install the waterproofing material or flashing across the top of the window rough opening. Make sure to overlap the side waterproofing material or flashing shingle fashion. Make sure to cut and fold the top piece of waterproofing material or flashing to make a tight corner. After all of the window rough opening waterproofing material or flashings are in place, measure and cut the metal moisture diverter so it extends 4 to 6 inches past each side of the window rough opening. Install the moisture diverter over the top of the window rough opening, making sure there is 1/4 inch per foot slope to drain. Also make sure not to interfere with the flashing or window mounting flange. Install flashing tape to cover the back flange of the moisture diverter and run onto the wall sheathing. After the moisture diverter is attached and flashed properly, install the next course of the WRB, making sure the WRB is bottomed out in the trough of the moisture diverter. Next, install the shear cavity or gravity cavity with corrugated plastic channels into the bottom of the V trough of the moisture diverter. The 4-inch fabric skirt of the shear cavity or gravity cavity wraps over the bottom flange of the moisture diverter. Install the window drainage plane into the bottom of the window rough opening. Fasten the window drainage plane on the face of the wall with staples. Do not staple the top of the window drainage plane. Next, install gravity cavity on the inside of the window rough opening from top to bottom on both sides. The strips of gravity cavity should be approximately 2 inches narrower than the depth of the rough opening sides and centered. Also install gravity cavity strips to both sides of the window frame from top to bottom. Again, strips of gravity cavity should be approximately 2 inches narrower than the window frame and centered. Next, install the window into the window rough opening. Fasten sides and top of window as to manufacturer's specifications. Do not caulk bottom flange of the window to allow for drainage. After the window is properly attached, install flashing tape over the side nailing flanges of the window unit. Make sure to run the flashing long on the top so the top piece of flashing will overlap the side pieces shingle fashion. Next, install flashing tape over the top nailing flange of the window unit, making sure to overlap the side pieces of flashing tape shingle fashion. This picture shows the window installed and flashing completed. Notice there is no flashing tape over the bottom nailing flange to allow for drainage. Once the window is installed, measure and cut fiberglass insulation into strips. Use the strips of fiberglass to insulate the void in between the window frame and the window drainage plane. Do not spray foam this void. Use non-expanding foam to insulate the voids on the sides and the top of the window opening. This illustration shows the window opening fully insulated and drainage plane creating channels for moisture to run down and out the bottom.